see each subject have 4 modules. So obviously the PPB also have your 4 module A, B, C, D. These are the 4 modules of your PPB, and all these modules, if we talk about, they covers the PPB. But weightage, if I'm talking about, the more weightage have been seen in the module A and B. The 60% weightage is in module A and B, and the 40% is in the module C and D. And the reason behind it is because the module A and B covers from unit number 1 to unit number 41. So total 41 units are there in module A and B. The module B and C covers from 42 to 55 units only. Okay, now, and the total units in the PPB we have is 55. Okay, we have total 55 units. So this is what we're talking about here in the PPB. 55 units are there out of that 41 units in module A and B, and that's very obvious that it will have a huge syllabus, and that's why the weightage is more. Now, if we talk about today's session, so today we will be talking about the module A. We are starting module A. You can see here, module A starts from the first chapter, banker customer relationship, and total 21 units are there in the module A. And these are the units that I have told you also in your orientation class. This is module A syllabus. So today from module A, I will be starting your unit number 1, that is banker customer relationship. So a lot of different types of relationships are there in the banker customer relationship. And why so? Because when you talk about a bank, if I'm talking about bank and banking, let's say for example, I am talking about bank and banking. What is the difference between bank and banking? Can we say both are same? Can I say bank and banking both are the same concept? Or is there any difference? Let me know. Is bank and banking both are same concept? Those who are watching us on YouTube, do let me know the answer, because I'm checking your comment as well. No, they are not same, Hana. Okay, so bank is a financial institution. Bank is what? Bank is a financial institution. And you can call it, bank is a legal organization. Why legal organization? Because it follows certain rules. It follows Banking Regulation Act, your Negotiable Instrument Act, RBI Act, PSS Act. Lot of acts are there which the banks have to follow. So bank is a financial institution or a legal organization which works for the financial purpose, for exchanging the funds among the persons who have surplus money and the persons who have deficit of money. Now, bank is source, bank is the service. Okay. Next. मैम मेरा भी Sandeep sir, if you have joined, first of all let me know you are looking for a bilingual batch or an English medium batch. आप एक काम करिएगा, in the end of the session जब class end होगी, I will provide you a number, है ना, you can ask your query on there, है ना, जैसे अभी recently आपका PO clear हुआ है. So if you want to ask the query, ये जो doubt है आपका, I will share a number on the chat, you can ask there. ठीक है, चलिए let's continue. So we are talking about banking. Now what is banking? Banking is the services provided by bank. Whatever the service bank is providing. So banking definition have been defined, like business of banking is properly defined. The first thing is, banking is simply accepting deposit from public. Accepting deposit from public. So the first thing banking defined is when the bank accepts deposit from the public. The second thing you can talk about here, that is for the purpose of why you are accepting money from public, why you are accepting deposit from public. For the purpose of lending or investment. For the purpose of lending or investment. And the third, the money you have accepted, that should be repayable on demand, that should be withdrawable by using the right set of documents like the check, demand draft, ATM, etc. So this is the banking. So business of banking is defined under the Banking Regulation Act, which says that banking is simply a process in which banks are allowed to accept deposit from public for the purpose of lending or investment that should be repayable and withdrawable by using the right check, demand draft, ATM, etc. services. Okay, that's what the banking is. So you can see bank and banking is different. So can I say, this is a statement, you have to answer yes or no. Can I say that these are the three functions which are performed by bank? Can I say that these are the only three functions which are performed by bank? Yes or no? Let me know, yes or no. And everybody is saying no. Hana, very good. This is not the only function that bank perform. This is defined under Section 5B of your Banking Regulation Act. Banking Regulation Act 1949 talks about the business of banking, that is defined under Section 5B. But apart from this section, we have also other sections in the Act. So Section 6 of Banking Regulation Act 1949 tells us that there are other, or we can say there are various forms of banking. Various forms of banking is defined. Now, various forms of banking means apart from those three activities which is defined under Section 5B, what are the rest activities, what are the rest function that bank can perform? All that is defined under Section 6 of Banking Regulation Act 1949. Okay, it means that's not the only function bank is performing. So because bank is providing different type of services to the customer, and while bank is providing different types of services to the customer, accordingly the different relationship will be built between the bank and the customer. So what service bank is giving, that defines what relationship will be there between the bank and customer. So you can see here, debtor and creditor relationship is there. Trustee and beneficiary relationship is there. Pledger and pledgee relationship, agent and principal, licensee and licensor, baller and belly, advisor and client, hypothecator, hypothecatee, mortgagor, mortgagee, etc. A lot of type of relationships are there between bank and their customer. Reason? Because banks provide different services to the customer. It's not like, for example, I went to the bank to open a savings account. So the relation between bank and me will be the debtor creditor relationship, where I will be the creditor, bank will be the debtor. So it's not like every customer will have the same relation. Might be possible Ravindra sir went to the bank and he asked the bank for a loan. So in that situation, bank will be the creditor, Ravindra sir will be the debtor. So whatever services customers are taking, accordingly the relationship will be built between the bank and the customer. Let's say Nancy ma'am went to the bank and she asked for locker facility. Now Nancy ma'am will be the lessee and bank will be the lessor. Okay. Apart from that, let's say Ahmed sir went to the bank and he is asking the bank to clear the check. In that situation, Ahmed sir will be the principal and bank will be the agent. So what services we are taking from the bank, that defines what relationship will be there between a bank and customer. Okay. Now next. So first relationship between a bank and customer starts from here. So this is a primary relationship. So when you open a account in a bank, to deposit your money, that's the first relation that bank and customer creates. Okay. And in that situation, because she is the customer, okay, and he is the banker. So now, out of these two, who will be the creditor and who will be the debtor? Let me know. So, first relationship between a customer and a bank that will be created, that's the relation when you went to the bank to open a bank account. And what relationship will be here? This person is putting her all money in the savings account. So, she is giving money. So, the customer will be the creditor here. And the bank will be taking money. So bank is the debtor. So this is the primary relationship which will be seen between a bank and a customer. That's a creditor-debtor relationship between customer and bank. Okay. So similarly, the different types of relationship we are going to discuss. But before that, let's just start with all the basic terminologies of the banking and bank. Okay, first. Introduction is talking about the basic function of banker is what? Accepting money. From whom? From public. By way of deposits and deploying the same means of loan and investment. So you are accepting money from the public in what form? In the form of deposit. Okay. And you use that money to provide loan to the other persons and to do the investment. Besides, banker render a variety of services like providing locker, keeping articles in safe custody, collecting bills, checks, etc. All these services are also provided by the bank. It's not like only deposit, withdrawal, and check clearance. Loan facilities provided. No, a lot of the other facilities are also there. So different type of relationship are created between the banker and the customers. So depending upon the nature of services rendered. Okay, so what we're talking about here, now different types of relationships have been created. Between whom? Between a banker customer. But it depends what service bank is providing to the customer, that we have discussed. Okay, next. Now, requirements to be called bank. Section 5B of Banking Regulation Act 1949 says that banking means accepting for the purpose of lending or investment deposits of whom? Public. That will be repayable on demand or otherwise and withdrawable by check, draft, order or otherwise. This is the definition of banking, or you can call it business of banking. That's defined under Section 5B of Banking Regulation Act. Okay, hence the banker in this business of accepting deposit from the public and utilizing these for the purpose of lending or investment. And these thus essentials to satisfy the requirement of the definitions are. What are the essentials we are going to discuss? So do remember, this is a very common question that have been seen about your Section 5B of Banking Regulation Act. Like, what is the business of banking? This is very important. Hana, do make sure you remember this section. Remember the section and definition both. Very important. Now, what are the essentials to satisfy the requirement of this definition? Like, if you want to prove that this definition is true, what are the essentials required? First, deposit should be only for lending and investment. Okay, let's say for example, Adda 24/7 is a company. Okay, this company wants to start its branch. This company wants to open one more branch in, let's say, Delhi. Okay, to open that branch, company needs money. So company have issued the share. Public purchased the share and given the money to the company. That is Adda 24/7. So Adda 24/7 have collected money from the public. So can we say that this company is a bank? Can we say Adda 24/7 is a bank because this company accepted money from the public? Can we say that? Okay, everyone is saying no, we cannot say that. The reason is because obviously you are accepting money by not in the form of deposit but in the form of investment. That's why. So answer is no. Okay. The second scenario I am giving to you, Adda 24/7 have accepted deposit from the public. It accepted deposit from the public, not in the form of share. It says have given the option that you can deposit your money with us, on which we will pay you the interest. And that money which Adda 24/7 accepted from public in form of deposit, on which it is providing interest to the public, using this money for the opening of its new branch. Can we now say that this Adda 24/7 is a bank? Can we now say that? So you are accepting money from the public but not in the form of share. You are accepting in the form of deposit, you are providing them interest also, but you are using that money to open your new branch. Can you say that this is a bank? Obviously no. Because the money should be utilized only in lending or investment. It's not like you can expand your business. You can't do that. So that's why here it is saying that deposit should be only for lending and investment purpose, not for any other purpose. So companies accepting deposit for trading or manufacturing are not considered as bank. Okay, so all the companies who are accepting deposit for trading or manufacturing, they are not considered as a bank. So if Adda 24/7 taking up money from the public in form by issuing shares to expand its business, that's not a bank. That's not a banking. Okay, second, the deposit should be from the public only. है ना? So Nidhi multi benefit societies or cooperative societies that accept deposit from the members are not covered as a bank. So what are Nidhi companies? Nidhi companies are those small companies who take money from their from their members only. है ना? So because this company is not accepting money from whom? From the public. They are accepting money from their own members. That's why they are also not a bank. Let's say self-help group is there. Everybody have heard about the self-help group now. In the self-help group, let me know how many members will be there. In self-help group, how many members are there? Yeah, Shine sir, this is resolution batch. Do make sure you check the recording of the last 20 minutes. Hana, start from the starting. Do watch the recording from the starting. 10 to 20 members in the self-help group. 10 to 20 members should be there. Okay, now what they are doing, self-help group was introduced for the purpose of promoting savings habit. Okay, now we have seen that the members of the group are every month giving or depositing certain money in a group, because that's why the self-help group have been introduced. So can I say, because they are accepting money from their members, can we say that self-help group is a bank? Can we say that? No, because you have to accept money from the public, not from your member only. Okay, that's what the second point was saying here. Like money have to be accepted from the public, not from your members only. That's why the Nidhi multi-benefit societies or cooperative societies, they are not bank, because they accept money from their members only. Next, third, acceptance of deposit should be in the form of money. Okay, a company incorporated under Indian Companies Act or Companies Act 2013 can be a bank, a banker, or a banking company. So first, we have said that whatever money you are accepting, that should be in the form of cash. Then we are talking about next, that a company which is incorporated under Indian Companies Act 1949, incorporated under the Indian Companies Act 1956, Companies Act 2013, they can be a bank, a banker, or a banking company. Okay, they can be a, when under section 5 of Banking Regulation Act, we says that banking company means any company that transact the business of banking. Now what is the business of banking? That we have discussed in the section 5b. Okay, so the business of banking we have discussed in the section 5b. So it is saying that any company which is incorporated under Companies Act 1956 or 2013, it means they can become a bank, they can become a banker, they can be known as a banking company when they, in the section 5C, it has said that when these companies are actually transact the business of banking that is defined in the section 5B. Clear? So if any company fulfill this business of banking situation, they will be called as a banking company. So do remember what section 5C is saying. Okay. Now section 7.1. Section 7.1 of Banking Regulation Act prohibits the use of words that is banker, banking, or banking company by a company other than banking company. So section 7.1 says that these words can only be used by the banking company. No other company can use this word. And the words are banker, banking, banking company. Now, section 7.2 talks about prohibits the use of such words by individual or a group of individual or a firm. So section 7.2 say that any individual, any group of individual or any firm, they can also not use the word bank, banker, banking company. Okay, it can be utilized by only those companies who are fulfilling the business of banking that is defined under section 5B only. Clear? Let me know till now everything is clear. Till this slide everything is clear to all of you. Any doubts? Okay, clear. Next. So it says that money lenders are not bankers, obviously. Hana, money lenders are not bankers. The definition of banker does not include the money lenders or Mahajans or Shahukars or Shetis because they run their business as individual group of individual and not as a company registered under the provision of Companies Act and Banking Regulation Act. So they cannot be known as the money lenders, the Sahukar, the Shetis. They are not the bankers because they do not register under the Companies Act or the Banking Regulation Act. If they are not registered, it means they cannot be called as a bank. Okay, now, Acha, we have two types of financial system. If we talk about financial system, we have two types of financial system. The formal financial system and informal. What is the difference between the two? What is the difference between the two, the formal and informal? Formal is where, yes, very good. Formal is where the regulators are. Okay, like the banking system. Informal, there is no regulation. Hana, informal means no regulation is there. No regulatory body is there. Whatever you want, you can do it. So the money lenders, the relatives, apart from that, your friends, your Mahajans, they all are the part of informal. The banking system is a part of formal. Okay. Next. Apart from that, accepting deposit of money from public. Every institution carrying out the business of banking must accept deposit of money from the public and should not confine to deposits from its member only. The second important point says that if a bank or a company is accepting money, it should be accepting from the public. It's not like they are accepting money from their own members. Okay, if you accept money from your own members, you are not a bank. Next, in case this is a case have been given that in which case section 5b is saying that this company was not a bank. Okay, now acceptance for the purpose of lending or investment. The next is saying that an institution accepting deposit of money without any purpose or with a purpose other than lending or investment cannot be termed as bank. Like if I have taken the deposit from the bank and I am paying interest to the bank on that deposit and not utilizing that money, I just accepted the money, I am paying interest on that. When the customer comes to me, I provide withdrawal also. I am not investing, I am not doing anything about that money. Then also I am not having a bank. That's not a bank. And if I am accepting the money, I am using that money in expanding my business and I have done, let's say I have used that money to do the infrastructure development for myself, like I'm creating my own house, I'm building my own house. So then this is not a banking. If you use that money other than lending or investment purpose, then that term cannot be, the banking term cannot be used for that company. Now, deposits repayable to depositors on demand or otherwise. On demand means as per CASA regulations, like whenever you want, you can deposit money, whenever you want, you can withdraw the money. But otherwise means on basis of RAFA. Otherwise situations are with a certain conditions because there will be a certain maturity period. For FD it is 7 days to 10 years, for RD it is 6 months to 10 years. So the maturities have been given, and if the maturities are given, it's not like you can withdraw the money whenever you want. Customer have to request for it. The bank can charge penalty or not as per the condition that will be done. So next is deposit of money may be repayable either on demand or if they are term deposit on the expiry of the stipulated term of period. So let's say you have a maturity period of 10 years. After 10 years, you get the money. If you have a maturity period of 6 months, after 6 months, you will get your money. Okay. Or apart from on the demand. The deposits may be withdrawable by customers by check, draft, order, or otherwise. So when you want to withdraw the money, the right document have to be utilized by you. Hana? So it means if you are going to a bank branch to withdraw the money, you have to fill the withdrawal slip. Bank will then give you the money. If you want to withdraw the money by giving the check, then you have to submit a proper check. It should not be a stale check. A stale check means not a expired check. All the details of the check have to be filled, and then you will be able to get the money. Okay. Now, banks are also authorized to carry out the certain other transaction that is provided under which section? Section 6B, Section 6 of Banking Regulation Act. So, I have told you now other functions have been defined under Section 6. So, first you can see here, discounting of bills can be done by bank. Collection of check and bills can be done by bank. Remittance means fund transfer. The safe custody of article services provided by bank. Hiring safe deposit locker services provided by bank. Conducting foreign exchange transaction, like when you exchange the currencies, dollar to rupee, rupee to euro, euro to yuan, that exchange of currencies is also allowed by the bank. Then conducting central government or state government transactions. Then issuing the letter of credit and bank guarantees to the customers. So all these are the other functions that is allowed to the banks under the Banking Regulation Act. So Banking Regulation Act says that all these services can be performed by the banks apart from the business of banking. So business of banking has given only 3 businesses, but apart from that, all these functions can be performed by the bank. So besides bank nowadays also undertake the certain facility activities, wealth management, project appraisal, sale of third party product like mutual fund, life insurance, general insurance, executor trustee services, acceptance of central government and state government taxes, franking of stamp duty on documents, securities trading like with the help of demat account, factoring, venture capital financing, demat services, all these services are provided by bank. So they are also the other form of business that bank provide to the customers. Clear? Wealth management services means on behalf of you, bank is managing your wealth. Project appraisals, bank also helps you in the consultancy services as etc. Sale of third party product means those products which are not from the banking sector, but bank is selling those products just to earn income, the commission. Okay. Apart from that, executor trustee services, it also work as a trustee for the public to have the trust on the banks to invest their money, where to invest kind of suggestions. And acceptance of central and state government taxes, obviously. Then stamp duty on documents, that will be done. Securities trading, shares, bond, debentures, mutual fund, whatever security you want to purchase, government security, you can do with the bank. Factoring is a kind of alternate source of finance in which bank provide immediate cash to the seller by taking the invoice of their trading. Let's say there are 2 parties, buyer and seller, and then there is a bank. So seller have sent the goods, seller have done the shipment of goods to the buyer. Let's say, for example, I will tell you the mechanism, it will be easy to understand. There are certain parties, seller is there, buyer is there, and factor. Factor mostly always be your bank or any financial institution. So what happens? Seller have done the shipment of goods. On which date? Let's say on today, that is 16th of January. Now buyer has sent a invoice. Now the payment have to be done by the buyer, and buyer has given an invoice on which it has said that I will be paying money on 26th of January. Like a promissory note or a check or whatever the document the buyer has given, on that it has written the date on 26th January. Now the seller wants to have money today because he also have a contract from the third party and he want to start production for that third party. And if it delay till 26th of January because he is not going to get the money till then, he won't be able to complete the project of the other party. So that's why seller will go to the factor and give the invoice to the factor to ask for an immediate cash, and the factor will give the immediate cash to the seller, that is up to 80%. In case of factoring, whatever the amount of your invoice, if it is 1,80,000 can be given. Okay. Now the bank, before providing this immediate cash, bank will check the credit worthiness of buyer as well as the seller. And what happens after this? When there is a due date of payment, bank will go to the buyer and ask for the payment, and buyer will make payment to the bank. So this whole process is the alternate source of finance. Okay, that in which factoring, the bank will be providing immediate cash to the customer, to the seller or client, you can call it. Let me know, is it clear? This is the factoring. Clear? Let me know. Okay, yes. So that's the factoring and the venture capital financing. What is venture capital financing? They venture capital, they accept money. Hana, the venture capital will accept or they pool money from various investors. After collecting money from various investors, they will use that money and invest in the startup. Where they are investing money? They are investing money in the unproven companies. Why I am saying unproven? Because they are a startup. They have not proved themselves yet in the market, because they have just entered the market. So might be they will be earning profit in the future, might be they will go into loss. So that's why I'm talking that they are the unproven companies in the market. And the venture capital take money, they pool money from the various investors and invest that money in the startup. So they take high risk. But they invest in such kind of startups which they actually think there is a potential for growth. There is a potential for the earning. Okay. So that kind of market or that kind of investment is your venture capital financing. Clear? Then demat services, the online services, the dematerialized services you have with the bank, that is a demat. So all these services are the other service that is defined under Section 6 of Banking Regulation Act that banks can perform. Okay, ma'am, bank will earn commission. Yes, obviously, bank will take commission to issue factoring. Like bank take for letter of credit and bank guarantee, etc. The commission will be there. Why other bank? Otherwise, why bank will be providing this service? Next, who is customer? Before we understand banker-customer relationship, it is necessary to understand who is a customer. So the customer of a bank is not defined by law. Ordinarily, a person who has an account in a bank is considered as a customer of a bank. Obviously, if I have opened an account in a bank, I am the customer of a bank. Customer is the person who is taking services. So I am a customer. So the legal judgment in the past, however, used to qualify this statement by laying emphasis on the period for which an account had actually been maintained with the bank. Okay, so when you maintain the account with the bank, that is used to be called as a customer. So the definition of customer have been given here, like the person who opened the account, that the person is a customer. But for the purpose of KYC requirement, the proper definition of customer have been given. Another proper definition of customer have been given. So a person or entity that maintains an account and or has a business relationship with the bank or conducts a transaction with the bank is the customer. And this definition have been given for the purpose of KYC. So you can say one whose behalf the account is maintained or transaction is conducted. Okay, that person is known as beneficial owner. So any person, any entity who maintains account or that has a business relationship with the bank or they conduct a transaction with the bank, they are known as bank customer. But when it comes to the second statement, it's saying on whose behalf the account is maintained or a transaction is conducted, that person is also a customer of a bank. And that person is your beneficial owner. Means an individual who ultimately owns or control a client of a reporting entity or the person whose behalf a transaction is being conducted includes a person who exercises the ultimate effective control over a judicial person. So this is what? This is the definition that have been given by for the purpose of the KYC requirement. Yes, Sunil sir, this is the first class of your PPB. The first class, that is the banker customer relationship. Okay, now the beneficiaries of transaction conducted by professionals, intermediary like the stockbroker, chartered accounts, your solicitors, they as permitted under the law. They are also your customer. So let's say, for example, on behalf of me, my chartered accountant is maintaining my accounts. Hana, he is taking care of my accounts. Then that person will be taken as a customer of a bank. Any person or entity conducted with a financial transaction which can pose significant reputational or other risk to the bank, say a wire transfer or issue of a high value demand draft as a single transaction. So, any person or entity who is connected with the financial transaction, like you are not opening a bank account, but you are using a wire transfer service of a bank to transfer the money. Hana, so then you are also a customer of a bank. So very obvious, when you are doing any kind of transaction with the bank, Hana, you have to go through with the KYC process. And if that's why in the different process you are performing with the bank, the different criterias are there for the KYC as well. Like if you are only doing financial transaction, then again you are a customer. If you are maintaining deposit, then you are a customer. If you are taking a loan, then you are a customer. Okay, now as per the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, it's not 22, it is 2002. So Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, client means a person who is engaged in a financial transaction or activity with a reporting entity and includes a person on whose behalf the person who is engaged in the transaction or activity is acting. So apart from this, the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 says that client means what? Client means a person who is engaged in the financial transaction or any activity. With whom? With the reporting entity. And a person on whose behalf the person who engaged in the transaction or activity is acting. It means, let's say I am a person. For example, I am the client of a bank. Like how it will be defined? A person who is engaged in financial transactions. So let's say this person is me. I am engaged with bank for the financial transaction. That's me. That's Amanjot. Okay. I am engaged with the bank in a financial transaction or any activity. I am doing wire transfer or I am doing any kind of transaction with the bank. Now, with a reporting entity means your bank. Hana, they have to report the RBI. That's the reported entity, we can call it. And it includes a person on whose behalf. So on whose behalf I am performing this financial transaction. I am performing this financial transaction on behalf of Nancy ma'am. Okay. The person who engaged in the transaction, who is engaged, I am engaged in the transaction or activity is acting. So I am acting on behalf of Nancy ma'am. I am engaged in the banking transaction. I am doing the wire transaction on behalf of her. So I will also be taken as a client of a bank and Nancy ma'am also be taken as a client of a bank. Clear? Now, a customer of a bank need not necessarily be natural person. A firm, joint stock company, a society, or any separate legal entity like your partnership firm or association, they may be customer. It's not like always a individual person have to be there to call as a customer. No. If you have a partnership firm, you have a association, you have a society, you have a joint stock company, they can also be called as a customer. Okay. Now, Section 45Z of BR Act clarifies that the customer include a government department and corporation incorporated by or under the law. Customer is what? It includes a government department and also a corporation which is incorporated by or under any law. They can also be called as a customer of a bank. So all these definitions have been given just because of KYC categorization. Okay. Achha. So let me know till now everything is clear. This is factoring. Is this clear? Let me know. Wire transfer means a secure and fast way to transfer your money electronically. Hana, from one bank account to another bank account when you transfer money electronically. Very fast and secure way of transferring fund. Okay, Dhananjay sir. Now, KYC, yes, okay, clear to all. KYC is know your customer. So KYC is a process to know your customer. KYC is simply a process that have to be compiled by all the banks, all the financial institution to know their customer. So you have to give certain KYC documents. So what are the documents of KYC? Simply your photo identity proof. Okay, you have to give your address proof. Then you have to give the photograph. That is your KYC, know your customer. Okay. Now, if I'm talking about the photo identity proof or address proof, you have to give. What document you can give for the photo identity proof or the address proof? What document is required to give the photo identity proof or address proof? Okay, UID, Aadhaar, PAN. Is PAN true? Can I give PAN card for the verification voter ID? Okay. So you have to give official valid documents. That is total 6 documents. How many documents are there? There are total 6 documents that you can give to the KYC process to give you your photo identity or your address proof. But it do not include your PAN card. It do not include your PAN card. Clear? PAN card is not an official valid document. So now let me know the name of the 6 official valid documents. What are the 6 official valid documents? Let me know. PAN card is definitely not. It used to be, but now it have been removed. Okay. Okay, done. So when you talk about official valid document, there are total 6 documents we have, and these 6 documents do not cover your PAN card. So the first document we have, I will write here. The first document, that official valid document will be counted is your passport. Very good. One of the document is your passport. Okay, the second document we can call it driving license. Can I write it DL? That's the driving license. I guess you will be understand this, Hana. Then you obviously Aadhaar, your Aadhaar number proof. Hana, the Aadhaar number proof you have to give. Any kind of proof of possession of having the Aadhaar number that you have to give. Then voter identity card. Voter's identity. Okay. Then the 5th part is your Narega job card. Hana, next you have Narega. Narega is what? National Rural Employment Guarantee Agency. Narega job card can be taken as an official valid document. And the last will be your letter issued by NPR. Letter issued by NPR. What is NPR here? National Population Register. Okay, National Population Register is your NPR that will cover your name and address. Okay, so these are the 6 documents that you can use to provide as a official valid document. Do remember that PAN card is not anymore a official valid document, remember. Okay. Chalo, now let's move forward. So this is the KYC. Acha, before moving forward, one more term we have seen, that is money laundering. What is money laundering? So we have seen Money Laundering Act, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. PMLA. You can call it PMLA or Prevention of Money Laundering Act. It was introduced to prevent the money laundering from the country. So what actually the money laundering is? What actually the money laundering is? Illegal use of money. Actually, when you convert black money into white money, when you convert black money into white money, it means conversion of black money into white money is known as money laundering, and this can be done by 3 stages: placement, layering, and integration. So whatever, yes, black money is your illegal money. When you convert your illegal money into a legal money by showing a certain legal source of income, that process is known as money laundering. And to control it, Government of India has introduced the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. Okay. Now, the first function of a bank is a debtor-creditor relationship. So, when a bank will be a debtor, the bank will be a debtor in case of accepting deposit. It means customer is opening a bank account. This relationship will be seen when customer is opening a bank account with a bank. So bank will be a debtor because bank is accepting money, and the customer will be a creditor because customer is giving money to the bank. Okay, so you can see when a customer deposits money with his bank, the customer becomes a lender and the bank becomes a borrower. So the money handed over to the bank is a debt. Okay, and this is the liability of a bank. If I am depositing my money with the bank, my deposit is the liability of a bank. Whenever I ask for withdrawal, bank have to give me that withdrawal because it's the liability of a bank. Okay, the money handed over to the bank is a debt. The relationship between a banker and customer is that of a debtor and creditor relationship. Let me know, is it clear? Why? There is no reason to confuse. Creditor means the person who is giving money. Whoever person is giving money, that's the creditor, Chandrasekhar sir. है ना? If I am giving money to you, I am the creditor. If you are giving money to me, you are the creditor. Credit means loan, let's say for example. And the person who is giving loan, the person is a creditor. Okay. So if I am giving loan, I am a creditor. You are giving loan, you are a creditor. And the debtor-creditor relationship is there. So always remember the relationship will be represented in such a sequence. The bank relationship will be written front and then the customer relationship will be written front in this at the opposite side. Okay. So when it is written here debtor, it means bank accepting money. Okay. And when it is written here creditor, it means bank giving money. So the customer will be taking loan. Let me know, is it clear, Chandrasekhar sir? So always remember, if it is written debtor creditor, it means the first one relation is of a bank, the second one is of a customer. So debtor means bank, it's a relationship of a bank. Bank is a debtor, it means bank accepting money. And customer is a creditor, it means customer is giving money. Now, the main feature of this relationship is the bank is free to use the money in a way most beneficial to it. Hana, like whatever deposit I have given to my bank can use that deposit in such a way that will give maximum benefit to the bank only. Because bank have taken deposit from you on which bank will pay you the interest. So bank have to earn that money. Na? So the money bank will be investing, bank can use that money where it is most beneficial to it. The customer should make a demand of payment and the banker is not required to pay voluntarily. It's not like I have opened the bank account, I have deposited 50,000 because the Holi is coming in the March month. So banker, one employee of a bank, let's say clerk or PO or banking correspondent came to my home and they have given me the 25,000 rupees. Like, look, take this 25,000 rupees from your account because Holi is coming, you might be spending certain amount of money. That's not possible. Always I have to ask for the withdrawal. It's not like voluntarily bank will give me the withdrawal. Okay. then the demand should be made in a specified manner. It's not like I went to the bank and I'm saying give me my money. No, if I'm going to the bank, I have to pay the withdrawal, I have to fill the withdrawal form. If I want to withdraw with the help of check, I have to fill the details of the check. Okay, now the demand should be made in a specific manner in writing by check, draft, withdrawal form, order, or otherwise during working hours. I cannot go on a Sunday because I have seen the branch was open. The bankers came to the branch, let's say for example, for the purpose of closing or something. So it is closed for the customers. But I have seen the branch opened. Then I went to the bank and I'm asking for a withdrawal. I can't do that. In a working hours, when the branch is open for the customer, with the right manner, you can withdraw your money. The creditor, that is customer, does not have any security from the debtor. It's not like if I'm depositing my money to the bank and I can ask the bank, give me your property papers, because I'm depositing my money to your bank. So give me your property papers, and I'm asking the PO, give your property papers to me for the security that you will not take my money or you will not do any kind of fraud or default. This is not allowed. I can't take the security. Okay. The law of limitation does not begin to run until a demand has been made for repayment, in case of both demand and the fixed deposit. Okay, so the law of limitation, it does not begin to run until the demand has been made for the repayment. If you have created a demand, then your money will be given to you, otherwise not. Clear? So this was the first relationship between a bank and customer, or the primary relationship between a bank and customer. That's a debtor and creditor relationship. Bank will be debtor and customer will be a creditor. Let me know. Clear till now everything? Is everything clear to all of you till now? Whatever we have discussed. So our regular classes will be from 8 to 9 p.m. only. Okay, our regular classes will be from 8 to 9 p.m. And from tomorrow onwards, we won't be having the demo on YouTube. Hana, it will be available in the paid classes only. Now, those who are watching us on YouTube, if you like the session, you want to enroll in the batch, then this is the resolution batch you can enroll. To enroll, you have to go and download the Adda 24/7 application. After downloading the application, just go to the home page of our application and find the exam category, that is JAIIB, CIB here. Then click on the JAIIB May 2024. So then you will find here the batches. This is the resolution batch. If you want to enroll in here, click on the batch. Apart from that, JAIIB Mahapack 2.0 is always there. It covers all the past, future coming batches like revision batch, your power pack batch, case study batch. Everything will be enrolled in the Mahapack. Mini and Maha marathons will be added in the Mahapack. Apart from that, in the Mahapack, you will also get the enrollment at one time in all the batches. Okay, so this is the difference between resolution and Mahapack. So whatever batch you want to enroll in, click on the batch, do check the offering. If you want to check the study plan, click here, scroll down and click on the study plan. You will find the study plan here. Then go to the buy now option and enter a code here that will be Y496. Okay, to get more discount than 77%, you can use a code Y496 and click apply. So once you have applied, you will find 77% discount here, but 1% additional discount will be available if you use the coins on the application. 78% discount, 6 months validity, code will be Y496. This is the batch you can enroll in. Okay, so from tomorrow onwards, we won't be having the YouTube session. We only have the paid classes. Okay, now the information for the paid students, all who have already purchased the batch, the Achiever series is going on YouTube, on Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. So do make sure you check that you check that channel, press the bell icon so that you will not miss the Achiever series. So Achiever series is going on for all the 4 subjects of you, IEIFS, PPB, RBWM, AFM, all the 4 subjects, in which module wise classes are going on. If you want to check earlier sessions, just go to the playlist. All the playlists are updated. You can check and join the classes from there. And the regular timing for PPB is 6 a.m. and for IEIFS is 7 p.m. for your Achiever series. Okay. And this is the whole information I wanted to give you all in this session. From tomorrow, we will continue the banker-customer relationship with the second relation with the bank and customer. Okay. So this is all for today. And in the end of the session, you will get a feedback page. So do not forget to fill that page as well. Clear? नैन्सी मैम बाइलिंगुअल 23rd ऑफ जनवरी से स्टार्ट हो रहा है आपका. ओके चलिए, टेक केयर एवरीवन, बाय बाय, सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास, गुड नाइट.